Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I'd like to welcome you, whether you're watching on Facebook or Twitter or Rumble or YouTube, because we are live streaming on all of those platforms right now. And please, give us a thumbs up, like, share, retweet the show. I greatly appreciate that. Pretty excited you could all join me tonight. And please say hello if you're watching. We can feel your energy out there, but it's really nice to be able to put a name with that energy or, just say hello and exchange some pleasantries. So I hope you'll do that. I'd also like you to go and check out my website. It's ruthsoltman.com, RUTH, S as in Sam, OL, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy.com. And you can go on my website and find out all about my books, how to order them, about my oracle cards that I created and how to order those as well. There are direct links. All you got to do is click the link and you can go right to the ordering. And also you can find out about my services. So I'd appreciate that. Please join us this Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you're not familiar with it, for a small donation of $20 or more, you get to get a message from all of the show hosts that are present that night. The show is a lot of fun. If you haven't tuned in before, I hope you will, because even if you don't want your own personal message, you're going to hear something that really, really resonates with you. And you're also going to see how connected we all are, because a lot of the messages that we give, they build upon the previous one, or they're very similar. They're very connected. So it's a really fun show, and I hope you can, join us for that. I hope you guys will check out Goldylocks Productions group on Telegram. There's so much amazing energy. So much wonderful, wonderful information is shared there. So I hope you guys will check that out. I also hope you will check out the Goldylocks Productions Energize cards. And there is a direct link where you can go right to the, just take the link right to ordering, and they will be shipped directly to you. So that's really exciting. I want to say hello to a few people. Hello, Robert. Nice to see you. Hello, Richard. Nice to see you as well. And Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Hello, Mary. Wellness Mary is here. She had her show earlier today at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm totally at a loss for what it's called. I apologize, Mary. But I hope you guys will check out her show. Beautiful Essence, I believe. That's what it is. And Mary started her show a few weeks ago, and she's wonderful. So I hope you can check that out next week if you haven't got to see her show yet. And hello, Joyce. Wonderful to see you here. I'm glad you guys could all join us tonight. Now, in addition to the Goldylocks group that we also have a VIP. You could be a VIP. And it's a membership, and there's different levels of membership, and each of those levels has a different perk. So we have a special VIP show twice a month, and you can join this through YouTube or Patreon. Hello, Destiny. Oh, you're welcome, Mary. And also, if you have a favorite show, maybe you'd like to think about sponsoring it for a month. When you sponsor a show, Tiffany will make up a little advertisement or commercial. So if you have a small business, it's a great way to get your name out there, to get your information out there. And, it's a great way for you to advertise. And it also, helps the show host. Now, it's not required, but if you would like to make a donation or give a tip, you can do that via my Venmo or Super Chat or Super Sticker on YouTube or Rumble Rant on Rumble. If you make a donation of $5 or more, you will get a little bit longer message and it will move you to the front of the line when we do messages. I want to thank everyone who likes and supports my posts and my show information. I'm very, very grateful. Maybe sometimes I don't always see it, but whenever I do, I always comment. So if I haven't commented and you've shared something, I just haven't seen it yet. So I would never overlook that. I'm very grateful for everyone who shares my posts. Hello, Veronica. And I'm not sure if I said hi to you, Destiny, but hello, Destiny. So I have my author event scheduled for Saturday at Copperfield Books in Spring, Texas. Now, this is the 2023 Indie Author Fair. It's from 11 to 4. Currently, our forecast, which it's been for the last 5 days, and it's into the future for like the next 10 days, are thunderstorms every day. So this may get rescheduled. I had hoped to know before my show tonight, but I guess they haven't made a decision yet. So I will keep you guys posted on social media if it does get rescheduled. Otherwise, if you're in the area, I really hope to see you out there on Saturday. I want to wish Laura Ramiro a very happy birthday. Today is her birthday. And a very happy birthday to my oldest daughter, Amanda. Tomorrow is her birthday. And if you are celebrating a birthday this week, happy birthday to you. Now, before the show, and I always find this so interesting when I pull a card like for the group, and I always find how interesting that it always corresponds with information I've gotten like previous to my show, like for the last few days. And I love that it does that it's so connected. And obviously I'm getting that message for a reason, and that's the validation. So I want to tell you about these cards that I pulled. The first one I pulled is from the Soul Deck Truth, or the Soul Truth deck. And it says, what boundaries need to be created or strengthened with my relationships? And it says to create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, our own desires, and feelings, and believe that we are worthy of them. In your relationship, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. Now, the card also says, when we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. When we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves, then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you are an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. You have to set boundaries based on what is best for you. Now, this card goes in hand, just unbelievable, with the message that I have been getting this week about toxic relationships. And, at one time or another, we have all probably been in a toxic relationship, or at least known someone who was, maybe someone close to us. So we heard a lot of different things through them. And, it could be a friend, it could be a close family member, but people who lead a toxic lifestyle do not concern themselves with your boundaries. So it's important that you do. Boundaries are not blockages, okay? They are rules that we set for ourselves within a relationship. Do not allow anyone to take advantage of you. Do not allow anyone to take away your power. Only you know what is best for you. Now, a toxic relationship or lifestyle doesn't always include, physical or verbal abuse. There are a lot of different ways that relationships or lifestyles can be toxic. And it's not always obvious. A toxic relationship or lifestyle could be that of someone who lies all the time, right? I'm sure we've all known someone like that, at some point in our life. They don't value themselves or their truth. And if they cannot value themselves, how can they value you? You deserve better. You deserve better. And, as empaths, light workers, and so on, we sometimes keep things going with toxic people. And it's not because we feel like we deserve to be mistreated, but it's because we feel like ultimately we can really help them. How many times have you thought that to yourself? But we can't. We cannot help them. We cannot help them to change. So just let go of that idea altogether. The only person that can help themselves, the only person that can help them to change is themselves. Now, I totally believe that everyone can change and that everyone deserves a second chance. However, when someone repeats the same toxic behavior over and over again, you have to realize that they are making a conscious decision to behave that way. You can understand the first time maybe they made a mistake or it was poor judgment on their part. But when they repeatedly do it over and over again and want you to help bail them out of the situation or overlook the situation, when they do it over and over again like that, it is a choice. It is a choice. Hello, Marcia. Nice to see you. Then you have to make a hard choice, right? Do you want this toxic energy flowing into your life? No. You cannot change their behavior, but you can take yourself out of the situation. You have the power to do that. Is it easy? No, of course it's not. Because most of the time it's someone that we're close to, maybe someone we have known, for many, many years of our life. And it's hard to walk away sometimes. But we have to remember that we can still love someone from a distance. We can continue to send them unconditional love. We can continue to send them light. We can continue to send them healing. But we do not have to be in the middle of any toxic situation, relationship, workplace, anything. We don't have to do that. Because over time, these situations are going to wear you down, right? They'll change how you feel about yourself, and they will change you. Do not let that happen. Empower yourself. Just let it go and move on. You deserve so much more. Now, the other card, interestingly enough, that came up today when I asked for a card before the show is love yourself. And if you guys remember, that card has been coming up quite often on my show. But it's a great reminder that we can all love ourselves more, right? Sometimes people stay in toxic relationships because they don't love themselves enough. They don't feel like they deserve more. They feel like they're not worthy of more. But you are. You deserve all the good that is coming to you. Okay. Marcia said she can't comment on Rumble and she is following there. Okay. Veronica said, this is excellent validation for a decision I made 2 months ago. Thank you. Awesome. I am so happy to hear that. And that's, when you say stuff like that, that's great validation for me that the information I was receiving is the information. I mean, like, it validates for me that this is what I was supposed to say, which is awesome. So, we both win. And, people that have toxic lifestyles, no matter what type of a lifestyle it is, they don't love themselves the way that they need to love themselves. They feel something lacking deep inside of them, and they try to fill that hole with other things. Now, sometimes people will be verbally or physically abusive to someone because when they can make that person feel this big, it makes them feel ginormous, right? It elevates them in a way. Other people might reach for a bottle instead of trying to cope with their life, or drugs of some sort or something. But there are so many different things that we can do in our life that can create toxic energy. Unconditional love is the only thing that is going to fill that hole. And we know that we have to have that love for ourselves before we can share it with other people, because we can't give away something that we don't have. And when, people that have this need inside of them that is not being met, it's not being met by themselves first and foremost. But when they learn that and they start to fill that place with unconditional love for themselves, they're going to desire to change their toxic behavior. They're going to desire to want to change their life. So just remember, that we cannot change anyone except for ourselves. And we are worthy of everything good. And there's so much good just waiting out there for us. We just have to believe it. And a lot of times we can see it for someone else, but we can't see it for ourselves. We have to start trusting it and start believing it for ourselves, because it's very important. And part of loving yourself, it's, not just loving yourself, but it's how you treat yourself. Do you talk negatively to yourself? Because that's not loving. Do you put yourself down? You don't want to have any kind of behaviors like that toward yourself. You want to say things to yourself to help build yourself up. I mean, look in the morning and look in the mirror in the morning and just say, I love you. You do that every single day. Before you know it, you're going to be loving yourself if you're not already. It's absolutely crazy how everything that we say, our mind hears it and it adjusts our reality to it in a way. Because if you're always putting yourself down saying, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, why did I do that? I'm an idiot. That's going to be the belief you have about yourself. You're not even going to realize it, but you're going to hear it so much from yourself that that's what you're going to start to believe, even if it's on an unconscious level. So you have to be extremely good to yourself, extremely kind to yourself. And you can't look outside of yourself expecting someone else to do that. You have to do that for yourself first. And something else that I had read on that card struck me as well, when it talked about in your relationship, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin, because a lot of people get very lost in a relationship, don't they? Their desire to be in that relationship and to have that person's love, sometimes in an unhealthy way. They may do things that they wouldn't normally do. They may put the other person's needs before their own. That's not healthy. It's not selfish at all to take care of yourself first. Love yourself first. Give yourself what you need. If you don't fill that up within yourself, you can't give it to other people, because it's just going to run you down. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be resentful. And that is not healthy for anyone, not for you or the person that you're trying to do all this stuff for. So we always have to remember to, when we're in a relationship, that we are able to totally be ourselves. So in order to be ourselves, we have to know our truth, right? And to live in our truth. And when you know your truth, I mean, it's not hard to do. It's not hard to be yourself. It takes a lot of work to pretend to be something that you're not. But how many times when have you seen people in relationships and, maybe they go bowling every week because, he loves to go bowling. She doesn't really like it, but she goes anyway, just because. And maybe all the activities that they have in their life is all stuff that he says, let's do this, let's do that. And when she wants to do something, he's like, nah, I don't really want to. So she doesn't, even though that's something she desires to do. She's letting go little by little of herself in that relationship. And then what happens when those two are no longer together? You have this total identity crisis because you don't even know who you are anymore, because you let yourself just become someone that you don't even recognize. So you have to stand in your truth. You have to um, be your authentic self. How many people do you know that have been in relationships with someone, and like maybe the first few months they've known the person, they think this person is, one way. And after a few more months go by, they find out that's not how this person is at all. That's just how they were presenting themselves because they thought that's what what you wanted. There's a lot of people that do that. So it's really important to know your truth and stand in that truth, especially, especially now. There's so much stuff going on right now in the world. There's so much stuff going on right now energetically. We know that from the last few weeks. The energy has been crazy intense. I mean, just crazy. I know everyone out there has been feeling it. I know I sure have too. It's just been very, very intense energy. And it's giving us this opportunity to get rid of things that no longer serve us. And that is a real blessing. The energy might be intense, but we can use it to our benefit. We can use it to help us to heal. Because, all of these things, about being in a toxic relationship, about not loving ourselves. Where does the not loving ourselves come from? Well, a lot of times it comes from something that happened in our past. And maybe we just feel like we're not worthy of love. Maybe we feel like we're not lovable. Whenever that situation was created, you go back and heal that. You heal that, you let it go, and going forward, you're going to feel different about yourself. Now, sometimes we may not even know. Maybe we don't know why we feel like we do about ourselves. That you can't look for someone or something outside of you to praise you and pep you up and pat you on the back all the time when you do the right thing. You have to be that for yourself. You have to be that for yourself. Sarah said, wow, this info tonight is giving me the chills. Ooh, I like that, Sarah. I like that. I love when that happens. That means it's really resonating with you. Awesome. And in addition to all this energy, which we know it's going to continue this year, just like the roller coaster effect, or riding the waves on a surfboard. Hello, Chaylee. Nice to see you. That it's going to be like this all year, because this is a great year for people to spiritually awaken. This is a year of great awakening, a year of great transformation and change. And it's going to be on every level, right? From the very bottom all the way up to the top. And it's going to be on every level of our being. By the end of this year, when you look back at yourself at the beginning of this year, you're going to be amazed at how much change has occurred in your life and within you. And it's really exciting. Now, do you guys realize, next month is the 6th month. 6. Okay? There's only 12 months in the year. So by the end of next month, this year is half over. That's absolutely crazy. The time is just going by so fast. So fast. So as we are, integrating some of this energy with our own, and that's going to help raise our vibration as well. But notice if you have any, physical symptoms, maybe like if your ears are ringing, if you're having headaches, if you're feeling lightheaded, if you're have some body aches, maybe, because these can all be attributed to that. They can be attributed to other things. So I am in no way saying if you're having, some kind of a health issue that you shouldn't seek a physician or whatever, because, if that's what you feel you need to do, you need to do that. But what I'm saying is that all this energy, all of the people that are awakening and the energy that that's creating, we're all going to be feeling it. And the frequency of this energy is going to cause, different things. Now, every time I do my show, sometimes it's more intense than others, but every time I've done my show, once my show starts and I start feeling all of the energy of all of you out there, from right here to the top of my head, it just during the whole show. And it's always been like that. And I think it's really cool. Hello, Devin. Nice to see you here too. So just know that this is great energy for transformation. Anything you want to transform in your life, and believe that, I saw a Facebook post, and I don't know what brought this to mind, but a few weeks ago, this woman had posted something about, I don't know exactly the word she used, but how old do you think a person has to be before they shouldn't follow a dream? And I do happen to know that this woman is, I believe, in her 90s. And of course, like I've said many times before, you're never too old. You're never too anything to follow your dream and to do something that you want to do. As long as you're still breathing, you've got, you've got time. And so many times people believe this, that, they're not entitled to want for themselves, that that's selfish, but that isn't. I can remember, back when I was married, and my then husband and I, we were starting to make plans of building a house. And, we, for years and stuff, we had talked about this and different things that we would like and blah, 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 blah. And then I remember that when we got divorced, I thought to myself, oh, geez, you know what? That dream is just gone. But it doesn't have to be. There's nothing you can do with someone that you can't do without someone, as far as, going after your dream, going after what you want. Veronica said, for the first time in months, I woke up with a clear head and felt rested this morning. Good for you. Good for you. I've talked for the last couple months about my sleeping issues and how I'm having a really hard time going to sleep at night, and I'm having a hard time getting up in the morning. So I had this great idea the other night that I'm going to kind of trick my body a little bit, and I'll stay up all night. And then the next day I'll be able to go to bed by normal time because I'll be so tired. Well, I ended up falling asleep for like an hour, I believe. And I got up, and like my exhaustion level that day was not any different. I wasn't more tired or anything. And then when I went to go to bed that night, I couldn't go to sleep again. So it didn't really have the effect that I kind of hoped that it would. So I'm not sure how that's going to correct itself, but a really good night's sleep and feeling rested when you get up in the morning, that is worth a lot. That is worth a lot. Sarah said, today was a rough day, and tonight when I was sitting outside, I had a white feather out of nowhere fall in front of me. Fits right in with what you're talking about. Awesome. Don't you love when stuff like that happens? That is amazing. Well, Veronica said, Sarah, I love that. Sorry you had a rough day, though. Yes, but, sometimes when we do, there's a great lesson in whatever's transpired that day, right? And when we learn those lessons, we can move on to the next one. How many times and I know this has happened to me so many times, and I'm so grateful, that all my angels and guides are still with me, because so many times this was, quite a while ago. This hasn't happened in a long time, but they would nudge me, put this idea in my head that, this is something you need to do. And I'd be like, that's just too much, maybe you're talking to the wrong person. So then a little while later, they would kind of like get behind me and just kind of shove me instead of a little nudge. And I'd be shown again, this is what you need to do. And I'm kind of the person that would wait until they would pretty much just, drop some bricks on my head, flatten me out and say, okay, you can't go anywhere now until you do what what you're being guided to do. So the universe is like that, though. It's going to knock the first time. It's going to knock a little bit harder the second time. And sometimes it takes us a while to get it. Sometimes it really does. I've seen people post, sometimes it'll say, this is my guardian angel. I forget, maybe after I finally listen or whatever, and this poor angel just looks exhausted, like it had been run over by a truck, and it's just kind of hanging its head. And I've often thought, how many of ours are you feel like that? Because they're there guiding us, whispering in our ears, trying to help us. And I'm sure they know our contract and our divine plan, because that's why we brought them in, to guide us for certain endeavors. And how tired they must get at, come on. We've only said this to you for 5 years. When are you going to get it? And sometimes we can hear something for 5 years, and then one day finally it clicks. Nap is good one. Good sleep brings another. That's very right. That's very true. Veronica said, I tried tricking my body too. No naps, etc. And yes, didn't help. I didn't do anything different last night. I'm not going to question why I feel good. Just grateful. There you go. And Sarah said, laugh out loud. Sometimes it knocks us down literally. Very true. It does. Sometimes it has to, because we just need to slow down. So it's always good to, as far as having a dream or a goal and stuff, it's great to set that, because it gives us something to look forward to. One thing I remember so well from 2020 was all of a sudden we had nothing to look forward to. We weren't looking forward to holiday celebrations. We weren't looking forward to getting together with our friends or family. It was like there was nothing to look forward to. And that whole idea really hit me hard, because sometimes, that's all that keeps us going, is knowing, I have this. I can't wait till Christmas. This family member's coming from out of town, or, we're going to get together in so-and-so's house, or any kind of situation. So it's really good to have goals and to have dreams. So never let your dreams die. And once you fulfill that dream or reach that goal, set another one. Find another one. Because that really, really does help to keep us focused. Because what we're doing when we're doing that and focusing on it, we're manifesting. We're sending out that energy of what we desire, so the universe can match it and send it back to us, right? I've seen people who were wanting to meet that a significant other. So instead of sending out that thought of, this is exactly what I want or better, I know exactly what I don't want. And they sent out all that energy of, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that in a partner. Guess what? Guess what they got? All those things that they didn't want, because that's the energy that they were focusing on. A lot of people don't realize how powerful our thoughts are and how powerful our intentions are. So you want to keep that in mind when you're when you're working on manifesting. And you have to believe that you can manifest, right? Because if you don't even believe you can do it, just like that word can't, I can't do that. As soon as you say that, you're not going to do it, because you've already put that out there. You can't do it. Words are very powerful, very powerful. And we need to remember that when we're speaking. We need to remember that when we're putting those thoughts out there, those intentions out there, that our words are very important. And in addition to putting out that intention, we need to back it with a little bit of action in some way or another, right? That's also important, because you can't just sit. If you're looking for a partner, you can't just put out there exactly what you're wanting to meet and sit on the couch 7 nights a week. You have to actually, maybe go somewhere, go outside, go to the store, go to a movie, go to a bookstore, something where you can actually meet people so that the universe can set that all into action. Because that's exactly how it's going to work. So I hope that you guys are still working on your manifesting. I hope that you're starting to see things come together, and that all these seeds that you've been planting for the last couple of months are starting to sprout, because that's a really exciting time. It's exciting to watch them. It's exciting to plant them. It's exciting to watch them sprout. It's exciting when we watch them grow. And then it's really exciting when we get to harvest them, right? So keep on working on all of that for yourself. And want things for yourself. Work towards things for yourself. That's really important for you to fulfill whatever you need to fulfill within yourself. Okay. Now, if anyone, I've got Robert down, but if anybody else would like a message, please let me know. I will get one for Robert. And I feel like there might have been another announcement, but I didn't write it down, so I'm guessing maybe not. Richard, let me write you down. Richard. And, if anybody out there is thinking about moving, let me just tell you. There's been, let's see, 1, 2, 3 or 4 times in my older adult life when I have picked up with just myself, being a single woman, and moved to a completely different place, all on my own. And it wasn't so much that it was like scary. It was more like it was exciting, because there's new adventures. There's new people to meet, making new friends. And it was a great experience. For me, the only downfall was having to learn directions for any place I wanted to go, being in a place that was completely unfamiliar. This was back before, we could do that on our phones. So don't ever be afraid to take that step, because what's waiting out there for you is so much more than you believe that it is, because you're going to learn so much from these experiences. Just the experience of taking that first step and doing it on your own, so empowering. And it's just going to create this ripple effect that you're going to see for years to come. Okay. Richard, let me write down some names. Shaylee, Veronica, and Destiny. Okay, that's what I got so far. Okay, let's see what we have. Which cards are calling? I think these. No, I don't know. I can't think those ones are. I didn't feel nothing. Okay, let's see what we got. Robert. Oh, before I forget, there is something I wanted to tell you guys about. So, years ago when I was young, I would always watch like the new TV shows when they came out, like on the major networks and stuff. And then over the years, that kind of died down. People got cable. People have just internet now. They stream. And I'm always very hesitant about watching a new show because for a couple of years in a row, I would watch a new show, be very into this show, and then it was canceled after the first season. And I'm like, I'm not doing this no more. There was a show that I started watching, I want to say, I think it was 5 years ago. And this show is absolutely amazing. It's like real life. It's like all about relationships, all about being, being faced with things that you would never believe. And, when you see it with these characters, you're like, wow, what would I do in that situation? And it kind of really makes you think about a lot of these things. Now, the whole reason I'm bringing this up, and actually, when I had Googled this show before, I think what mainstream media was calling it was conscious television, I believe was the term that was used. But last week was the series finale. The show is done and over with now. And I will tell you, from the first episode that I watched until the last episode, not one episode was disappointing. The show was very, very good. And it's called A Million Little Things, in case anyone wants to watch it. I watch it on Hulu after it's been on the major network. But it's a very, very good show. Very good. And it touches on so many different life topics and all different age ranges, from like senior citizens down to children that are just born. So it's a really great, great show. If you're looking for something to maybe binge watch on the weekend or something, it is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I don't often find a show that I really, really like, that I think the writing is good, the characters are fantastic, the situations are really wonderful. So when I do, I like to share that. Marsha, you're funny. Marsha said, good guts you've got. Okay. Oh, Joy said she's watched it and she loves it. Yes, it is a fantastic show. Okay, Robert. Go back to Robert now and see where we're at. Okay, Robert, they're wanting you to do something different. Do something different. Are you getting bored with the same old routine? Now, I really feel like this card came up for you a week or two ago. I could be wrong, but it feels very familiar. But they're wanting you to try something new. Maybe just change up. If you have like a regular routine, change that up a little bit. Don't get bored with your life or with just your daily routine. Because, we can all get very bored when we do the same thing every day, every day, every day. So you got to change it up a little. Even if it's just, maybe changing the time of a meal, because that can change your whole day a little bit. So they're wanting you to do that, to do something different. Now, maybe also, and I know we've talked about this before, a new hobby. A new hobby. You need to have a little bit more fun. A little bit more fun. So do something that you really enjoy, or something that you would really enjoy. And don't be afraid to speak up, Robert. Speak up. Stand in your truth. Stand in your truth. When, sometimes we don't like to speak up because we are concerned that the words that are going to come out of our mouth may sound harsh or mean or, something like that. But when we speak from our truth and we speak through our heart, it's not going to come off that way. And anytime that maybe you have to have a conversation with someone, just ask for guidance from your angels and guides. Tell them or ask them to that everything that you say be given and received with the highest vibrations of love and light, because then it's not going to come off and offend anyone. Don't worry about offending someone with your truth, because your truth is your truth. But don't be hesitant to speak up for yourself in any kind of situation, Robert, in any situation. Sarah said, thank you for the show suggestion. We'll have to check it out. Been wanting a new show to watch. I think you will love it. Okay, so that was Robert. Let's see what we have for Richard. Richard, express your joy. Find more things in your life to bring you joy. And don't feel guilty for feeling joyful. Sometimes we can see people around us, having a rough time, and it might make us feel bad that we're in such a good place and that we're feeling so happy and feeling so joyful. Don't buy into that, because it isn't true. People that love you and care about you want you to be happy. Oh goodness, and be joyful. So continue to express your joy. Find more things to bring you joy. Because isn't it really wonderful when our day is just full of joy? And I know one thing that brings you joy is your theater work. And I can tell that through different posts you've made. I can tell that through just when you talk about it. You can tell how much joy that it brings you. And that's awesome. We all need to have something like that in our life that brings us great joy. Okay, Shaylee. I didn't get to yours yet, Destiny, just so you know. Shaylee, see what we have for you. Okay. Imagine solutions. Imagine solutions. Sometimes we can have a situation and we think to ourselves, geez, I can't even fathom what I'm going to do about this. But you have to, whenever you have a situation that you're not sure about, you have to look at it from different perspectives. Because first of all, if we had a situation and all of a sudden, we panic, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Number one, there comes fear. And anytime you look at something through the eyes of fear, you're not going to see it clearly. So you have to kind of step back from the situation and be able to see it from different perspectives, from different angles. Because every angle you look at it from, it's going to look a little bit different. Just like if you're outside and you're looking at let's say at the moon, and you move to different places outside, you're going to get a tiny different view from each angle. So start thinking about maybe more creative ways to help with your situation. Come up with some different ideas on how you can solve that solution or work through that solution or through that situation, But one thing we never want to do, and this is for everybody, one thing we never want to do is to pretend it doesn't exist and try to, sweep it under the rug. And I know you've probably all heard that expression before, sweeping it under the rug, because all that is going to do is cause you so much anxiety and fear and issues further down the road. And then that's something you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to heal. So don't even try to pretend it doesn't exist. Anything that exists, we can come up with a solution for it, right? And anytime that maybe we can't come up with a clear one on our own, we can ask our spiritual team for some help and some guidance, because they're definitely going to help us. Okay, Veronica. Express your joy, Veronica. Now that you're getting some sleep and feeling a little better, this is probably going to help you energetically. And I know you've been working on a lot of healing work. So now it's time to have some fun. Now it's time to let that joy show. Let other people see how, much lighter you are, how much more joyful you are. And find something. I know you love your flowers and stuff outside, but find something that maybe you can do. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it's like sewing or needlepoint or something that you really enjoy doing. Maybe it's doing card readings. But find whatever it is, because we all need more joy in our lives. We all do. So figure out what that could be for you and show that more. Let other people, when other people come in contact with you, maybe like at a grocery store or something, or even if you're just walking out to get your mail, um, let them just feel that joy oozing from you. Because that joy has a certain vibration and other people can feel it. So if you can spread some joy to others, just think about that. That would be amazing. That'd be that wonderful ripple effect. Where are they? Okay, Destiny. Destiny. Oh. Destiny, bust out of your cocoon. It is time. It is time. I feel like there's some big changes coming from you, because if you are a caterpillar and you're going to be busting out of your cocoon, you're going to be becoming a butterfly, right? So there's going to be a lot of transformation for you. I feel like a lot of change, and it's all going to be good stuff. So work on doing some healing of maybe some past issues that I feel like maybe some things have been bubbling up a little bit lately. And that's, it has a lot to do with this energy, because that's what it's doing. It's creating this place for us to heal, so that we can move forward. And we need to heal now, especially as other people are starting to wake up to the truth of who they are, because they're going to need our help. They're going to be going through all of this chaos that we once went through and feel like their whole world is just being destroyed, and they're going to look to us for guidance. So we have to be able to do that. So that's what you need to do. Bust out of your cocoon. Transform whatever needs to be transformed, because you are this beautiful butterfly, and it's time. It's time for you. Your time has come. It's time for you to spread those wings and fly. And Joyce, yes. But you're welcome, Robert. I've got you down, Sarah. I've got Joyce and then you. So if anybody else would like a message, please let me know. Joyce, make a plan. Make a plan. I like that. So I don't know. Maybe this has something to do with you writing. Maybe this has something to do with you moving. But they're wanting you to make a plan. Figure everything out. And a lot of times we can figure things out better when we see it on paper, right? So start coming up with some kind of a plan of where you want to be in the next 6 months. And keep looking at that. Bring that into manifestation, because you can do that. You're very powerful. So make a plan, though. And it's exciting when we do make a plan, because number one, it can take away a lot of our fear around things, because we can see something solid, right, that we're going to be focusing on. Well, okay, thinking about this, like my head just like, ooh, I've got all these different ideas, but now that I'm going to write them down and formulate some kind of a plan, this is really going to work, because it's going to give you specific things to focus on instead of having a million ideas floating around in your head, driving you crazy. It's also going to help you to manifest it quicker. And when you can see stuff written down and you look at it often, it helps to remind you of what you're trying to accomplish. So start with that, Joyce, and see how that helps. Sarah. Well, you're welcome, Shaylee. Veronica said, thank you. I have to go to the supermarket after this, and I'm going to joy bomb the heck out of that place. That is awesome. You're very welcome, Joyce and Richard. Okay, Sarah. Let's see what we have for Sarah. Sarah, this is your wake-up call. And as soon as I saw that card, I thought of what you said earlier about how you were getting the chills, the goosebumps. So I feel like some of this information is really resonating with you. So what I want you to do is take that as your wake-up call. The stuff that really resonates with you, it's for you. So reflect on that and see where you can put that in your life and your situation. Think about where you can maybe make some changes if that's what you're needing to do, or maybe you need to formulate a plan as well. So take what you need from that and run with it, because I feel like some really great things are going to be happening for you this year. And I feel like all of this healing work that you've been doing, it's just paying off for you in ways that you haven't even comprehended yet. Because, it has that ripple effect. So it's going to be so much more than you even realize right now. So keep that in mind. Devin. Oh, this is great. Seek hidden treasure, Devin. And you know where that hidden treasure is? It's inside of you. Now, that may sound like really corny, but it's very true. There's so much about yourself that you have yet to discover. And these are all like hidden treasures. And, I like to talk about our spiritual treasure box that we come here with, all these different gifts that we can use to fulfill our purpose. And I feel like there's quite a few things about yourself that you have yet to discover. And I have a feeling, Devin, that this is going to be the year that you do. And I think some things that you are going to find out about yourself are going to blow your mind. It's just going to blow you away, because you are so much more powerful than, you've ever imagined that you were. And I think some things are going to come up, and it's going to start proving that to you. And that's really exciting. So take a look in there. Take a look at that hidden treasure, Devin, and see what's there for you. That's exciting. I love all this change. Change is exciting. And the funny thing, like, a lot of people don't like change. They like to keep things exactly the way it is. But, change is the one constant that we have in life, right? Because there's always going to be change. We can go with the flow, or we can fight it. If you go with the flow, things just move along so much easier, so much smoother. But when we try to fight it, that's when, you get all that resistance. Anything you resist persists. Isn't that how it goes? Anything? Yeah, I believe that's it. Well, I have to say, I've noticed for the last month, my show goes by super, super fast, because I can't believe it's already been an hour. I hope you guys will join us Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. Or if not, maybe you can just watch the replay, because that'll give you a feel of how the show goes. You guys are so awesome. We have such a beautiful spiritual family here. Just so incredible. And I'm just so blessed and grateful to be a part of it. You guys are so amazing. I want to thank everyone so much for being here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Have a great week. Good night.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP. Join our circle of VIPs and receive exclusive access to live stream specials and other epic perks. You can join the Goldylocks Productions VIP communities either through Patreon or the YouTube community. Join today.